One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Hello to all my divine nine brothers and sisters and my sorors. And to all my HBCU brothers and sisters.
America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the are we right now?
I absolutely love that. A bunch of soldiers watching that thing in a debate going, what do you mean we're not in an active war zone? What the F are you talking about? Man, it's been a crazy last 48 hours. I think it would have actually been even crazier, except the other story got tamped down. This is a bigger story, a big story as well, and people have pretty much been avoiding it or just can't get through the noise right now because of what happened yesterday afternoon. Now, just so you know, I'm not ignoring what happened with the assassination attempt. I'm covering that at 7 o'clock tonight. Lots of information for you. Make sure you're back for that show at 7 o'clock tonight. This show, which I had planned on doing last night at 7 o'clock, but obviously that got blown out of the water with all the activity that was happening. Kind of coincidental, isn't it? Kind of coincidental that all that stuff happened yesterday afternoon, right after this story broke big. And I mean huge. Were they tied in? Were they related? I can't tell you. I don't think anybody can answer that affirmatively. They can't confirm that that actually is what happened. But I'm sure a lot of people are sitting back going, what exactly is this all about? So let me take you back a day or two. You know, like last year sometime, because it seems like things have gone so very fast. You guys remember this? You probably do. Donald Trump posted that on Truth Social, and it went all over the place, found its way onto Twitter, found its way onto my show, and we talked about it. And that simple thing, what he posted, the language behind it in chess, a pound sign, in chess means checkmate. He just simply said that and went, that's it, checkmate. He knew something that we didn't know, and I'm positive, yesterday I wasn't positive, now I'm positive that he did know that Kamala Harris's campaign is effectively over. Not a lot of people had a chance to dig into it because of the assassination attempt, but I'm telling you right now, with what has happened and what is going to happen, her campaign is dead as a dog. Don't look at the polls. Don't watch the news. It doesn't matter. They're going to try and cover this up. It's completely fake. Oh, well, you know, this poll has her up by 4. Forget about it. It's over. It's done. As people shift away from the attempted, assassination and begin putting more eyeballs on, excuse me, putting more eyeballs on this story, stick a fork in her. She's absolutely toast. It's done. I'm confident of it. A lot of talking to people today. So I'm going to get right into it. And I want to, I just wanted to show you that from before when you saw Trump posted checkmate. He knew. So let's go back a bit. You guys remember the debate, right? We had a debate, and what we're finding out now is that the media knows as well that this thing was completely fake. They know, and they've been telling people now that this thing is fake, and I personally, I can't even fathom that it's getting to this point. This was Martha Raddatz. She is known to be a Trump hater. This was her yesterday, just yesterday, before all the other stuff happened. Listen to this.
I want to ask you about her comments about the military. She said during the debate this about the U.S. military. Let's listen.
As of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
Our fact checkers found that to be false, and I have a lot of experience in that area as well. There are currently 900 U.S. military personnel in Syria, 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq. All have been under regular threat from drones and missiles for months. We also have action in the Red Sea. We also, every single day, the Navy SEALs, Delta Forces, special operators can be part of any sort of deadly raid. So why would she make that claim?
I think what's important here, Martha, is that Kamala Harris, in contrast to Donald Trump, demonstrated herself to be commander-in-chief. We are in a world where there are all sorts of conflicts, and it's all the more reason we need somebody who's serious and who supports the military. And just remember,
but Governor,
Donald Trump
But Governor, excuse me, but she said there is not one member of the United States military who is an active duty in a combat zone. That is not true. You say she demonstrated her ability to be commander in chief, but did she not know about these people in Syria and Iraq?
Check. Oh, okay, I'm back again. Sorry, didn't hit the button. Let me say what I was going to say. She completely called this woman out. I said, 911, I'd like to report a murder. Because that's just what happened to the governor of Massachusetts. Boom. Big time. Boom. I asked you a question. We've caught her lying. How is she able to claim this? How is she basically warranted to be the president of the United States? Does she not even know that we've got soldiers all over the world? How possibly could she not have known this? Martha Raddatz ain't taking it. You're not making this person look stupid.
Why would she say that?
Look, that was a comment. That was a comment in a debate. I think the point that she was trying to make was a broader point. And of course we have military in place all around this country.
Two things. Oh, that was a comment she made in a debate. So it's okay to lie in a debate is what you just said. She lied in a debate. That's a debate comment. Don't worry about that. No, there's no big deal. It's in a debate. Okay, you're pretty much confirming what we said. She's stupid. And she will lie. Second thing you said is that there's military all over this country. Meaning, as I watched that, I got a working noggin, you didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. Martha Raddatz said to you, we have, talking about military all over the world. Syria and Iran and here and there. My brother is a colonel in the United States Army. Most of you probably know somebody in active military. We have people stationed everywhere, basically all the time. And yes, in some combat zones. What about the subs? These people who live underwater for months at a time. Where do you think these submarines are? This woman completely lied during the debate, and ABC, same network, let her completely skate. But now, Martha Raddatz decided to come out with the fangs and say, we're done. We're done basically coddling you. We got to save our own ass at this point. Did she not realize that people have seen the story? This was yesterday morning. Remember, we knew the affidavit was coming. People laughed at it. Oh, yeah, sure, it's coming. No worries about that. And even I didn't see it. I'm like, well, I guess they're waiting. What are they waiting for? And then when we all saw Trump put out there, checkmate. What's he talking about? Checkmate. What was he possibly discussing? And then we found out. And then before that could blow up, somebody decides they want to, do an attempted assassination on Trump, so that story got tamped down. It's not going away. Understand this at this point. That story is not going away. So I want to show you a couple things, because this was the story I had planned to go live with when I had titled this video about CNN calling her a liar, because this is excuse me, this was what came out. And it's an amazing expose on what exactly happened. So let me just pull this into its own page so I can shrink it down and play with it for you. Okay. So everybody can see this. This is Biden's talking right now. I don't care. Fact check. This is from CNN Politics, as you can see. Fact check. Harris campaign social media account has repeatedly deceived with misleading edits and captions. Again, that's a nice way of saying, as you know, at this point, because you can't say that. If you ever did that, they would call you a liar. It's amazing how for the last, 2 years, people have been complaining about, quote, misinformation, when it seems like these people are the most aggressive purveyors of misinformation, including the woman running for president right now. So this article, and what's really important, is to look at the timing. It was updated. If you can see that, it was updated right before everything happened. This was on the 14th. Obviously, yesterday was the 15th. So they come out with this and they say, uh-oh, she's been lying to the American people. We've caught her on the 14th. Yesterday, Martha Raddatz came clean. So let's go through a couple of these things here. I'm not going to read the entire article, but let's dig in. And you can see it. A social media account run by Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign has been, quote, repeatedly deceptive. Let's take the word deceptive out and say they have repeatedly lied, because that's what you're saying. If you're being deceptive, you are lying. The Kamala HQ account, which has more than 1.3 million followers on X, has made a habit of misleadingly clipping and inaccurately captioning video clips to attack Donald Trump. Repeatedly, deceptively, misleadingly, inaccurately. Stop with the euphemisms. They've been lying their asses off. That's what you had to say. That was all you had to say. The Harris campaign deploys Kamala HQ as a kind of irreverent attack dog, using jocular posts to draw attention to controversial, incorrect, or dubious comments by Trump and his allies. But the account, which Harris campaign calls its official rapid response page, has itself made inaccurate comments on multiple occasions. Let's go ahead and go back a couple words and say they have lied on multiple occasions. Straight up lied. All right, so below are just 8 examples of false or misleading video posts. Lies from the account since mid-August, including 3 just from this week. All of them have been previously highlighted by a anonymous rebuttal account called Kamala HQ Lies, which itself has more than 268,000 followers. So somebody created an account, and they're calling it the Kamala HQ Lies. And they keep saying, oh, there they lied again. Oops, they lied again. And they keep catching them. So let's just go over, the headlines of some of this stuff that they put out there. Misleadingly describing a Trump comment about his supporters. An August 17th post suggested Trump had gotten confused about what state he was in. They lied. And they go through it. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But what's interesting is the Harris campaign declined to comment. Hey, we just found out you lied. You want to talk about this? No comment. We'll let the lie stand. Okay, because you're a liar. Right? Yeah, because you're a liar. Deceptively clipping and misleading, describing a Trump comment about immigration. On Thursday, it made a new attempt to suggest that Trump was confused about his location. Its post said, Trump, Pennsylvania, remember this when you have to go to vote. He's in Arizona. Lied again. Got caught. And down here, they declined to comment. So you're beginning to see what they do. They are the kings and queens of misinformation, and nothing happens to them. They just say whatever they want to, just continue to attack Trump, and never have to worry about what's being said. Deceptively clipping and misleadingly describing a Trump comment about his 2017 Charlottesville remark. Everybody knows about the Charlottesville thing. Fine people on both sides, except it's not true. Even been, quote, debunked by Snopes. Doesn't stop Kamala from saying it. She said it during the debate. Dementia Joe say it over and over again. They just keep repeating the same lie and hoping nobody, checks in on them. And so they go through everything. And, oh, yeah, by the way, and Project 2025 over and over again, yada, yada, yada. You can read all this and go on CNN's website. But they did respond to this one. Defending the post, the Harris campaign said in an email, he's saying he did nothing wrong in relation to him saying very fine people. Who did what is described in the tweet? What? Is that Ebonics? Because that's not really English, is it? What the hell does that even mean? There are two problems with this. The post itself did not acknowledge that Trump's nothing wrong comment was about his own previous remark. And while there's a solid case that this 2017 Very Fine People comment was about some white nationalist, there's no basis for claiming it was about Hires murderer in particular, much less that Trump nothing wrong comment on Friday was about this guy. They got caught. They were asked for a response. They responded, and then they lied again. And CNN called them out. Then, I forget what number this is, deceptively clipping and inaccurately quoting a J.D. Vance quote about veterans' health care. Okay, and they went through and posted a 9-second clip, completely lie, inaccurate. And here's the full quote of what J.D. Vance actually said, and they responded in an email. The Harris campaign defended the post. It argued Vance's suggestion he would consider privatizing VA functions. This is not misleading. Our caption does not say the whole VA health system. Now they're trying to parse words. And they're also trying to say Vance is suggesting. Why are you thinking what the man's saying is a suggestion? You heard what he said. You got his exact words. And so down here, Vance spokesperson said they're lying. They're lying, they're lying, they're lying. And CNN called them out on it, deceptively clipping and falsely describing a Trump quote about penalties for damaging monuments. Here they come again. It frequently invokes Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation think tank's right-wing policy proposals as part of the next Republican administration. What you're seeing repeatedly here is this team working for Kamala have no ability to create content on their own. All they are doing at this point is looking at something somebody else says and then lying about it. Completely lying about it. Because even they get called up. But the full video shows Trump was not even talking about Project 2025 or his future plans. The Harris campaign defended this by arguing that Trump's entire platform is about embracing tough policies of the past on various subjects. That's another thin defense, CNN tells them. The Post made a specific claim about what Trump was supposedly saying in a specific video included in the post, and Trump wasn't actually saying that. Let me just summarize that for you. They lied again. Over and over and over. Deceptively clipping and misleading Trump a comment about taxes. So, and they call out another one by them, and it just goes on and on. Cutting out critical words from Vance comments about union. Falsely describing a comment from a Trump ally. I mean, it just went on and on and on. These people have been caught. They've been caught red-handed lying all over X, putting out falsehoods without any regard, and then complaining that other people are doing misinformation, that other people should be censored and banned and taken down. Take this post down, take that post down. If we had a level platform on this platform and everywhere else, I don't even know what would happen. It would be amazing if people could actually speak their mind without being accused of having some sort of misinformation driven behind them. We're not doing that. We're reporting what you're actually saying. It comes out of your mouths or out of your fingers when you type it. So then what happened? It began to then filter out that something's not quite right here. Something isn't really right. And I told you in my video, and I said I'm going to read the affidavit to you now, because the affidavit comes out, and when the affidavit came out, or people began knowing there was an affidavit, that's what I need to say. This we found out yesterday. Well, I'm going to show it to you. So let's go to the affidavit, because this thing here is absolutely damning, and I mean damning. All right, so this is page 1 of the affidavit. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can see it. If you can't see it, let me. Maybe I should go to a full screen on this, but I don't know if I can. But as I told you yesterday, let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up on a different screen. if I can pull it on a different screen, I will. Let me do this. I will import these into it. I don't need to be on screen. I can just look at it with you, and we can go through it one by one. So, let's start here. All right, you guys ready? Let's look at this. This is the actual affidavit. This is the first page of this affidavit, and we're going to look at this, and we're going to basically go through it line by line because it's so important. You need to see this. It is absolutely stunningly amazing. What it says Affidavit of the State of New York. This is where the guy was, or woman. We still don't know who it is. And it says, I've worked for ABC News for 10 years in various technical and administrative positions. I hope you can see that's on this page. It's on the left side of the screen there. Since the acquisition of ABC News in 1996, nearly 30 years ago, I have observed significant transformation in the nature of the news reporting at the organization. These changes suggest a shift from unbiased reporting to a model influenced by external factors. So this person, who's been there since 1996, says something has happened. This isn't the way news is supposed to be reported. Why is it that we've seen this change in behavior with a major news agency? So he continues. For the record, I do not endorse Donald Trump in his capacity as candidate for President of the United States. The intent of this affidavit is to address concerns regarding perceived biases within news reporting within my employer's debate that will be hosted on September 10th. That's number 4 on that page. What's really interesting here is this dropped on September 9th. Think of the date. The debate was on the 10th. This dropped on September 9th. Okay, so you're understanding what's going on here. So yesterday when we talked, I said, do you think Trump knew that this thing was out there when he did the debate, or did he have to wait and find out himself? After what happened last night, I'm going to show you he may have indeed known and then went along with it and then said, you know what, I'm not doing another debate. So let me just go here. So on the right side of the page here at the very top, he goes, observations on debate communication. Since the debate of President Trump, and maybe I should, if I can make this bigger, I will. Maybe I can do this. Let me just ask you guys, can you guys see this? Let me know if you guys can see this. Can you see it? My sound is working. I'm looking at it. It must be later. Anybody? Can you guys see? My sound is working. Barry is still only talking. Nothing officially confirmed. No, it's confirmed. I hear just fine. All right. So I don't know why people say they can't. Maybe that was that one little thing. Can you see? All right. So anyway, I'm gonna continue with this. The sound is working. And I'm hoping you guys can see. Can't hear you, Barry. You guys are behind. Just come on. Just come on. All right. So we are now on the top of page 2. Top of page 2. And it states, since the debate of President Trump and Vice President Harris has been announced to be broadcast on ABC, various members of staff had expressed hope of a debate where issues that were important to everyday Americans would be discussed, and there had been promises made that the candidates would be held to firm discussions regarding their proposed policy stances, and that the debate would not deteriorate into an ad campaign where both candidates would simply make blanket statements without specific policy or explanation. Okay, I'm good with that. The guy is actually talking good. This one, okay, I got a better view. All right, so now you can see the view here. Number 3, political position clarification. That's number 2 rather. Many employees of ABC who are looking for a fair and honest debate question the clear bias that is well known throughout the company. So the people in the rank and file understand that, ABC is a left-leaning organization, and they've begun questioning. It is common knowledge that debate moderators as well as chief executive officers of my employer are well known not to support Donald Trump. This led to several So now, as you're reading this, you have to understand, this is whoever this guy or woman who wrote this has now said there are other employees. There are several employees speaking up now in regards to how fair the debate was going to be. So this wasn't just one idle person. This is the one person who came forward. And let me just take a step back. I just saw a comment where somebody goes, nothing's been confirmed. Let me just tell you something. You ready for this? Because you might not know. You might be ignorant. This man or woman, let's just say the subject from now on because we don't know which way it's going to be. This person has gone into court and has signed an affidavit and affixed their signature and then had it notarized under an oath saying, I'm signing this under my own volition under penalty of perjury. That what I'm about to say here is true. So when people say it hasn't been confirmed, it doesn't need to be confirmed by ABC or anybody else. It's confirmed. It's filed in the court record. Now comes the investigation. But if you've never been in any sort of court case, if you've never been deposed, if you've never had to swear an oath, just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true. This is an actual copy of what got filed, and that's why you see the redactions. So please stop listening to the fake news about it's not confirmed. It's as confirmed as it possibly can be at this point. And the only way, and I want you to understand this, the only way to unconfirm this is to bring this person in for sworn testimony. So once they bring them in for sworn testimony, then the other side can try to impeach their testimony. But right now, it is a legal, valid document known as evidence in most parts of the world where somebody is now making an allegation and they're swearing to it publicly and saying, free will, under penalty of perjury, this is absolutely what I've witnessed and is true. I wanted to make sure that that distinction was understood. I don't want people thinking, oh, this isn't true. It's not. It's 100% true. That's why it's redacted. So let's continue here, shall we? Okay, we were here. This led to several employees speaking up in regards to how fair the debate was going to be. We were given assurances that the debate would be fair, and neither the Harris campaign nor the Trump campaign would, and they blacked that out. Trying to think what word would that be. Neither the Harris campaign would gain unfair. I don't know why you would blank that out, but they did. Number 3, as you can see, concerns regarding journalistic integrity. It is my belief that contemporary news organizations, including ABC News, no longer adhere to impartiality. So this is somebody who is in working in ABC. They've been there nearly 30 years, which means they probably have a position of somewhat directorial or executive level, because if you've been there for 30 years and you're still just in the mailroom, you're pretty much not someone who's advanced the corporate ladder, and you probably still wouldn't be there working in the mailroom. So this person has been with ABC for nearly 30 years, and I have personally witnessed news stories being cut from programming and not reported at all due to the influence of certain corporations linked to our parent company. Y'all know what that means, right? If you don't know what that means, let me just tell you. So what they've been doing over the years, they've been actually cutting stories, not showing stories that may end up hurting advertisers, meaning the dollar takes priority. I think something happened a couple years ago that required you to get a job. And there were certain stories going around. I'm pretty sure you know about many of them. And these stories were going around saying people aren't doing well with this thing. What are we going to do? Because people definitely aren't doing well. Well, we're not going to report it. We're not going to report it because it could hurt this company that's been giving us tons of dollars. You see where this is leading? You see how this could be completely, just Really bad. All right, so let's go back. Let me go back over to here. I don't know if you've seen this is the entirety of the affidavit. So some people have showed you pieces. I'm showing you the actual words that this subject, this person, has said. Number 4, as you can see, observations pertaining to debate fairness. I have noted specific instances related to the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris that raise concerns about procedural fairness. The specific instances of the perceived biases are as follows. The key words here is, I have noted specific instances. I've been a witness to this. I know what's happening. A lot of people don't know, what goes on in an affidavit, but this actually is it. So let's now look at what he called is the bias this person see. All right, so let's look at here and let me make sure you guys can all see this. All right, the Harris campaign, here we go. This is the meat. Before he was setting the table saying, I seen some stuff. Now, the Harris campaign received particular accommodations, including, but not limited to, the providing of a podium significantly smaller than that used by Donald Trump and assurances regarding split-screen views that would favorably impact Harris's appearance relative to Donald Trump. They gave her she's only 5'3" or 5'4". Trump's about 6'3", 6'4". They're like, it's going to look bad. He's going to look too presidential. You're going to have a big, tall man and a little tiny woman over here, and we can't have that. And so if you remember back when the debate was scheduled, they were trying to say, we need to be able to sit down. We want to be behind a desk because they wanted to hide her shortness. I don't care how tall or short anybody is in terms of voting. I've done television. I understand what they were getting at. It's the appearance. If you guys are old enough to remember the Kennedy-Nixon debate, Kennedy strolls out, got his makeup on, looking good. Nixon's looking like all pale and he's sweating. He looks like crap. And people have said long since then that he may have lost the debate simply because of that. Just the way he looked. So the appearances, he didn't want to sit down. You got to stand. Trump knew. He's like, I'm 6'3". She's 5'3". I'm going to tower over her. He knew the appearance. He's done television. He understood how it was going to look. One person was going to be here and the other person was going to be here. I don't agree to it. Can she have a box? No box. She's going to stand there. So what did they do surreptitiously? They're like, okay, let's shrink the podium so she's at the small kid's podium, which makes her look taller. And then let's use a camera angle that's down here that makes her look authoritative because we'll shoot from underneath and we'll shoot this way for Trump. We'll make him look small and we'll make her look big. And this guy or woman, again, I should just call him the subject, is saying it was all a part of the scam. Next, it was agreed that Donald Trump would be subjected to fact-checking during the debate while Kamala Harris would not face comparable scrutiny. Do you think Donald Trump would have showed up at a debate where he knew the fix was in? Hey, we're going to make you look different on camera, and we're not going to fact-check her. We're only going to fact-check you. You ready for that? You still coming? Hell no, he wouldn't have been there. This was widely known throughout ABC. Wow. This was widely known throughout the company that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. They probably were bragging about it. We're going to attack him. In fact, various people were assigned to fact-check observations it was perceived candidate Trump would make during the debate. Okay, so understand what he's saying there. They knew what questions they were going to ask him, and so let's go ahead and pre-screen what possible answers he can have, so when he says something, well, I got this right here. People have asked, how did they know what the mayor of Springfield was going to say if they didn't contact the mayor of Springfield in advance to basically come up with we talked to this guy and he says you're full of crap. They knew. It was the entire plan. Continued. In fact, various people, I said that one. In fact, Harris campaign required assurances that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. She cheated. There's no getting around it. She cheated. She required, in order for me to participate in this debate, you're going to fact-check him. This was done via multiple communications with the Harris campaign, whereas the Trump campaign was not included in the negotiations. A little bit of law background for you. What that guy, okay, I'm going to call it a guy. That's just easy. I just refer to it as a guy. What that guy just said there opens up investigative tools, the arsenal. He just said, okay, this was done via multiple communications with the Harris campaign, and it was done via multiple emails. So what do you think is going to happen? Jim Jordan or Speaker Johnson are going to subpoena the company's emails. We need to see all communications that you had between this date and this date with the Kamala Harris campaign, and all communications you had between this date and this date with the Donald Trump campaign. Bring it. This is getting really deep. I don't know, I get a little bit excited about this legal stuff here. Where were we? To my understanding, any rules, negotiations, and conversations pertaining to the debate should have been had both the Trump and Harris campaign involved. The Harris campaign had numerous more calls regarding the debate rules without the Trump campaign being aware or even on the call. The Harris campaign, here we go. This is it. The Harris campaign was provided with sample questions that, while not the exact questions, covered similar topics that would appear during the debate. Game, set, match. What color is the sky? Oh, but we may ask you instead, when it's a thunderstorm, what color does the sky become? When you're driving on the highway and you're speeding in the left lane and you're going 65 miles an hour, that's okay. Well, let's flip it around. Which lane should you be in when you're going 65 miles an hour? As long as you have the construction of what the question is going to be, you essentially have been given the questions. That's why Trump said, checkmate. She's a liar, she's a cheat, and everybody now knows it. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. The Dems will try to suppress it. Somebody saying, no, you can't suppress this. You can't. There's nothing for you to suppress. I'm going to go through this next page, and then we'll take a break and take some of your comments here. All right, so let me cut over here. Go up to number. Furthermore, the Harris campaign imposed restrictions on the scope of questioning. Not only are you going to tell me what the similar questions are, but I'm going to tell you what questions you can't ask. What do you mean? You're not going to go here. I want no questions regarding the perceived health of President Joe Biden. I think Americans want to hear that, right? I want no inquiries related to her tenure as Attorney General in San Francisco. Don't bring up my past. I want no questions, and this is a big one, and you guys might want to go looking up who this guy is. I want no questions concerning my brother-in-law, Tony West, who faces allegations of embezzling billions. That's with a B. Her brother-in-law is facing allegations of embezzling billions of dollars in taxpayer funds, and who may be involved in her administration if elected. How can anybody vote for this woman? How can anybody possibly vote for this person? Don't ask me any questions about my brother-in-law who has stolen billions of dollars and who might be involved in my administration. Go look up Tony West. Your homework for today is to go look up who and what Tony West is accused of. That will probably blow you away. Tony West. And she wanted no parts of that. Do not ask a question. Internal organizational climate. I have observed a pronounced bias against Donald Trump within ABC News. Employees expressing favorable views towards him experience significant concerns about potential retribution. I can't believe Trump's going to, if he gets elected, he's going to do a retribution tour. Meanwhile, everybody else who's not in the Kamala camp at ABC and other companies are already facing that kind of retribution. How dare you vote against Kamala Harris? This is crazy. Let's see, purpose and documentation of this affidavit. This affidavit is executed meaning signed and sworn to document and provide transparency regarding the issue of fairness and impartiality in the debate process and broader concerns about the journalistic integrity at ABC News. Can you imagine? You've worked someplace for 30 years, you've had pride, you're not involved in politics, you're this person, you're a marketing director, who knows what you are. And you're watching your company turn into this cesspool of liberal ideology, this DEI disgusting thing that I've been working at, and I can't even speak up because if I speak up, I'm going to face retribution because I've seen other employees face the same retribution. This isn't America. We're not supposed to have to just shut up or else. It all started with this Obama stuff. It all started and continued when they're like, you're going to have to take this jab or we're going to have to fire you. What? Yeah, we're going to stick you in the arm, shut up and take it, or you're going to get fired. Once you were able to tell someone they had to take a jab in order to keep their job, everything else is fair game. Oh, shut up. You didn't dare talk about that transformer, did you? Oh, we got to call HR. Oh, the transformer said you looked at it funny, and they felt offended. You got to call HR. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't let this guy into the woman's bathroom. You have to call HR. Hey, you work for ESPN, meaning you work for us. And because you work for us, you have to let and promote these women having to have men in their locker room. And you shut up and you take it because you're getting paid probably very well and you can't afford the retribution. You can't afford to be ostracized. You can't afford to lose your job. So go ahead and stick me. Okay. Don't know what I just took, but at least I have my job. I've seen some of my friends lose theirs because they wouldn't take the jab. And I'll shut up about the transformers and I'll just go with your liberal ideology until I don't. And this man finally had enough. He had enough of his friends being subject to retribution. He had enough of his friends being fired. He had enough of watching a company that he thought had integrity that now is impugning on his integrity because he has to lie and say, didn't happen. This is where America is right now. Let's see here. Let's take some comments. Just now got here. We all need to learn to read Barry's lips when he has his mic off. Or once I get it, I'll turn it back on. Barry, please look at number 5 again. It refers to those people at ABC who like Trump being reprimanded. So I just said that. If you don't follow our ideology, you're going to get, you get spanked, might get demoted, may not get promoted. And HR departments across the country are okay with that. They've just looked the other way. Oh, you're not into this DEI stuff? I'm sorry, we can't promote you as manager because we can't have you managing people and you're not going along with the program. Will anything be done before the election regarding this bombshell info? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, which I'm going to get to, that we're going to see this thing ramp up very quickly. And as I said when I started, did the assassination attempt have anything to do with this? I don't know. Maybe it got rushed. Maybe they're like, hey, we need to do something. We need to get this guy out, take him out before all this stuff happens. It's happening. I'm going to show you more. It's happening. She can't get away from this. The media at this point, think about it. The mental gymnastics they're going to have to do to pretend like this guy's lying while they're actually misinforming and being a part of it. That may be why Martha Raddatz went after that governor from New York that hard. Maybe she went, I'm not part of this. I don't like Trump, but it's time to start doing my job. Maybe that's why CNN dropped that fact check on the Kamala Harris campaign. As I started earlier, the dates make sense. This guy swore this out on September 9th. He signed this affidavit on September 9th. People heard it was coming. Then we start seeing fact checks on September 14th. So 5 days after this debate, this affidavit gets signed, people are like, guess what, man? This guy's blabbing. Barry's right. Kamala's collapsing. Don't believe the polls. At this point, you see what they're doing. And when I talk to you tonight at 7 o'clock and the information I'm going to show you about this prospective assassin, poop's hitting the fan everywhere. This guy, everything at this point, and I do mean everything, is pointing to this being an inside job. There's nothing at this point that they've been able to put out that says it's not. Everything. And I'm not going to get into that right now. That's the 7 o'clock show. But now, there is no possible way that Kamala Harris can even be close in the polls. Between this thing happening, and then yesterday afternoon's thing happening, and what do you mean? I played football. I played baseball. I played track. I threw the shot put. Never wanted to do the Tanya Harding thing on my opponent. The only reason you do the Tanya Harding thing, if you guys remember, is because you feel you can't beat this person. And you're terrified what happens if this person ends up winning. Right now, the deep state is terrified. They know there'd be no reason to act the way things are happening right now. No way. If you felt like you could beat this person. Like, hey, we got this. Oh, I'm going to sit back. Oh, we're fine. Don't worry. He's way behind. No, he's not. And we can't keep up this lie any longer. Now the biggest lie out there is that this entire organization is built on glass. It's horrible. It's fake. The media has propped her up. She's got nothing. No wonder Trump said, I'm not debating her again. He knew. It's a fix. It's completely fixed. It's the internal polls must be brutal for her. I believe it. Absolutely believe that. You've got to tell him. He says a letter to himself. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's coming up. That's coming up. You saw some of the stuff from yesterday. So let me go and get to that because a lot of people are talking about that. So let's continue with the next page. So the next page is where you get to the verification and you start getting the information as to what did he do with this thing once he signed it. Okay. So let me move this over here and okay. All right. So you guys can see. All right. So this is the affirmation of the documentation. And it's a big word for, let me just tell you what I did. This is the part that makes things go boom. Boom. This affidavit has been signed and notarized on September 9th, 2024 to ensure that the allegations set forth are formally documented prior to the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So the question I have is, who else knew? Winky winky. Who else knew that this guy had this affidavit signed, or because it says it's already been done? We all found out and said it's coming. This guy did it before the debate. Who knew? Then he goes, in addition to notarizing this affidavit, and this is where it gets really interesting, I have sent a certified letter to myself, postmarked September 9th, 2024, which will remain unopened for any future investigations. So he's going to basically walk into a hearing or a deposition and go, see this letter here? Yeah. It's unopened, it's postmarked. That inside that letter, inside that envelope that's postmarked with the stamp and everything, is the same thing you're reading. I made sure I covered myself. And also, I'm not suicidal. But that's not all. I have also dispatched a Federal Express package containing this affidavit sent on September 9th, and I delivered it to my residence on September 10th, which will remain unopened for investigative purposes. So I got this box here. See this box? And you can check FedEx, and you can check the tracking, and it went here, went there, and it came back to my house, and it's unopened. But I'm going to tell you, when you open it, you're going to find out this document that I'm reading to you right now is in this box. It could not have gotten into this box and gone through all this tracking and been picked up by Fred and delivered by Louie if it wasn't real. I notarized it, I signed it, I swore an oath to it. And now I've got mail, and I've got FedEx, where you can track it all, and I'm not suicidal. Okay? All right. And then the big one. When I saw this, I went, oh. Furthermore, I have sent a certified letter to Speaker Mike Johnson, dated September 9th, 2024, to establish a record that the correspondence was sent before the debate commenced. I want y'all to think about that for a second. Before the debate happened, he sent a letter to Mike Johnson. Now, don't know where this was in New York. I doubt it got there the next day. So Mike Johnson didn't get the letter, but this guy said I sent it. So did he tell anyone, I'm sending it to you, and we're going to seal it so you have a copy of it? Did Mike Johnson happen to know at that point what was coming? Hey man, this guy just called me, his attorney, and they've got this whistleblower at ABC News who's sending me this affidavit sworn to, oath, under penalty of perjury that says X, Y, and Z, and he sent it before tomorrow. Before you get on stage tomorrow, Donnie, this guy is saying, you're walking into a trap. I felt like Elvis, caught in a trap. Because did Mike Johnson tell Trump, dude, you're walking into it? And Trump said, let it go. Let's play this out. Remember, everyone talks about Trump playing 5D chess. Did he know walking in there? I don't know. He knew after, because by that time, Mike Johnson had the letter. He had confirmed it. So, don't know all that. But the bottom line is, Mike Johnson had a copy of this affidavit. Additionally, for further investigation, I have secretly recorded several conversations that will prove that the Harris campaign insisted upon not only the fact-checking of Donald Trump, but also insisted on what questions were not to be asked under any circumstances, or else the Harris campaign would decline to participate in the debate. OMG. He's got tapes. He's got tapes. Well, Barry, you can't tape somebody without their knowledge. Really? So if you call my place of business, I can't tape you? If you're talking to someone where you don't have an assumed amount of privacy when you're talking to a business, I bet you if I called ABC right now, you're going to get that recording that you always get on, anywhere, your credit card, your bank. Oh, this call might be recorded for quality assurances. In any event, you're calling into, or you're getting a call from, a business. Just so you know, any communication that you have with a business is not a privileged communication. This man just told the world, yeah, I taped it. I got letters. I taped it. Is it going? Are you seeing it now? He's got tapes. He's got tapes. I'll let you read that again. Additionally, for further investigation, I have secretly recorded several conversations that will prove that the Harris campaign insisted upon not only the fact-checking of Donald Trump, but also insisted on what questions were not to be asked under any circumstances, or she would decline to participate. And what that tells me, should tell you, is that to impeach this man, basically to say he's lying, you got a lot to overcome at this point. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been personally in a situation where you did something, but you said you didn't, and then you found out that somebody knew what you did? How did you resolve that? Because now you'd have to say that you can't get this package out of FedEx. You can't get this package out of the post office. You can't get the letter back from Mike Johnson. And then you sit back and start thinking, what did I say? Oh, my God. They got a tape of that? Yeah, somebody's got a tape of it. Hope this person has security. After what we saw yesterday, I hope this person has some security. People have disappeared for less than this, and you're talking about the leading presidential candidate on the Democrat Party. They got tapes. I'm pretty sure Nixon had to get on a helicopter and wave goodbye, right? He's got tapes. Have you heard that anywhere in the news? He's got tapes. Let's continue. All right, so this is the finality of it, and this is the verification where you're actually swearing. All right, so it's legalese, but you should be able to understand this. From the state of New York, they blocked out what county. I make these statements under the penalty of perjury and without coercion of any kind. Nobody twisted my arm. I, state your name, being duly sworn, hereby deposes and says the deponent has read the foregoing affidavit and hereby vows to the content thereof that the same is true to the deponent's own knowledge as to the matter therein to be stated, to alleged upon information and belief, and as those matters deponent believes to be true. A lot of legal stuff is basically saying, yeah, it's true. Sworn to me. All right, so this is where you understand if you've never had to execute an oath on a document. The top right signature would be the guy, and the bottom two would be the notary who took and swore and said, yeah, do you swear under penalty of perjury that everything you're about to say is true, the whole truth, nothing but truth? I so do. Okay, let me just notarize your signature here. From what you've just seen, how does she survive this? How does she even possibly survive this? Well, one way to survive it is to make sure that there's some sort of thing that happens so maybe it doesn't get talked about in the news. Let's have this happen, and then if this thing happens, everyone will be talking about that, and they won't be paying attention here. But eventually, that's going to die down, and people are going to come back to this and go, okay, because this ain't going away. This guy who wanted to take a shot at Trump, he's under arrest. They got him in custody, and now the investigation will begin. And there's only so long you can basically push that story without it. Hey, listen, until you get any more information, let's just hold off. Now let's go look at the other big news of the day. Kamala Harris is a cheating liar. Unreal. And so now it starts getting out. And as it starts to get out, I said in my video a day or two or so ago that now it's the 15th is when I said it. Today's the 16th. And I said this. I should have just cut the tape. I said what I'm going to tell you right now. Right now, the rats are afraid. And their lawyers have said, what do you do? What are we going to do here? And I'm sure somebody from Mike Johnson's office or somebody has said, we're going to cut a deal with somebody to get the truth. Right now, there's people talking to David Muir, and there's people talking over here, and we've got this person who swore out an affidavit. Somebody's going to go down. You guys all make millions of dollars doing what you do as talking heads. Somebody is going to jail. Is it going to be you, Lindsay? Because whoever comes first and decides they want to be the stool pigeon, you might get to keep your money. But if I get the call that the guy down the hall wants to talk first, you're screwed. Won't need you at that point. So interesting. This pops up, right? I couldn't believe how this happened. So let me find that and show you this, because somebody's talking. Somebody is absolutely talking. Where's my screen thing here? Can I just do this? There we go. All right. ABC's Lindsay Davis, one of the moderators who was doing what they were doing, admits that the debate moderators planned on going after President Trump while leaving Kamala Harris alone because of how poorly Joe Biden did in his first debate. And if you look at this, you notice that the timing on this was yesterday at 1:30. This thing dropped, and then all of a sudden, who's going to be the one? Who wants to save their ass? Which one? Which one? Yeah, one of y'all better come in here, because we're about to take the rest of you out. So who wants to be the person that comes in and goes, I'll turn. At this point, I gotta believe it's Lindsay. Why did Lindsay decide she would admit that they did the dirt? Because she knows what's about to happen. How do you know what's about to happen? Well, after the whole thing with the attempted assassination, the attempted whacking, Mike Johnson posted this. I don't know if you've seen this. Kelly and I are departing Mar-a-Lago, where we just spent a few hours with President Trump and are thanking God for protecting him today once again. And like the pause there, once again. No leader in American history has endured more attacks and remained so strong and resilient. He is unstoppable. Trump still got his gear on. So Trump hadn't even changed, taken a shower, had anything to eat, and he had to sit down with Mike Johnson. Look at the time. Look at the time. He posted that at 7:37 p.m. At 7:37 p.m., he posted this, and Elon came in right behind it and said, "Indeed, it's happening." He was there understand, with everything that happened yesterday. He's out on the golf course. All this stuff happens. The guy tries to take a shot at him. And by the time they put the guy in custody and everything else, I think I was live at about 6:30 or so. In the midst of all that, Mike Johnson flies down to kiss the ring. He ends up at Mar-a-Lago, there for a short period of time. We just spent a few hours. When were those hours? If you posted this at 7:37, so this had to have been right after. I mean, immediately after the attempted whacking. And he's still in his gear. Other than the assassination attempt, what else do you think they were talking about? Why did Mike Johnson have to fly from Washington, D.C. down to, think about this. He flew from Washington, D.C. down to Mar-a-Lago to hang out with Trump for a couple hours after an attempted assassination and flew back home. She's toast. Now we're going to see what happens. The investigations will begin, and that's it. And everybody is beginning to talk about it. Let's see what I got here. This one is, this is from Breitbart. Breitbart was talking about it. Breitbart posted this story. It says that ABC moderator Lindsay Davis admits fact-checking was only planned for Donald Trump. Again, look at the date, September 15th. It's starting to happen. Today's the 16th. ABC News' Lindsay Davis, one of the two moderators for last week's presidential debate, admitted to the Los Angeles Times that the plan was only to fact-check former President Donald Trump and not Vice President Kamala Harris. Uh-oh. She's chirping. Why would she come out and say that? She's saving her own ass at this point. I'm sorry, sister. I played it at the beginning. She talked about her sorors, her sorority sisters. Well, your one sorority sister has taken door A and said, I like my millions that I'm getting from ABC. And sorry, Kamala. You messed up. You messed up. I'm going to have to, I got to blab on you. It's about to get really, really big. Then Trump, again, he posted this. Jack Posobiec put it, ABC fake news has been completely discredited and is now under investigation. Whoa, hey, wait, hold up. Where'd that come from, Donnie? What do you mean they're under investigation? Nobody else talked about them being under investigation. You catching on here? Has been completely discredited and is now under investigation. With who? Who is digging in at this point? Did they give Comrade Kamala the questions? It was 3-on-1, but they were mentally challenged people against one person of extraordinary genius. Love this guy. It wasn't even close, as is now reflected in the polls. I won the debate. Notice the time on this one. It was early in the morning yesterday, 9:42, before he probably took to the course. So we find out there's an affidavit. The affidavit, he comes out and says, checkmate. Said, I'm going to go golfing. Doesn't tell anybody where he's going. Somehow this guy who wanted to do the whacking found out where he was going. And he admitted there is now an investigation underway. Well, tongue twister there. So now there's an investigation that's happening unbeknownst to a lot of people. And Trump just went, let me just dump that for you. And Mike Johnson said, you need to come down. Tell me where we are with this thing. So they are already in the process of digging. And Lindsay Davis went, yeah, I'm out. I can't do this. I need my money. Sorry, girl. You're my girl. But I'm not going to jail. I said it yesterday. Once you put it to these people, hey, we're going to start digging, and whoever gets stuck without a chair when the music stops, that's the person going to jail. So you want a chair, or you want to risk it? Go talk to your attorney. Do what you need to do, but we're going to start digging. And when we start digging, you don't know this yet, but we have an affidavit. And we have an affidavit, and that affidavit says this, and this. Oh, and guess what? There's audio tapes. There's tapes. At that point, the butt puckers. Because you can probably deny the email or the conversation. Maybe they deleted something. There's tapes. You got this on tape? Butt puckerage. Butt sphincter tightening. I'm on tape. It's only going to be a matter of time. Today it's September 16th at 3:13 p.m. It's only a matter of time before these tapes get leaked. You know it. I know it. These tapes are coming. Kamala Harris is absolutely done for. Put a fork in her. It's over. The media won't be able to protect her from this because nobody is going to believe the media now that this is going to come out in public. And you can bet many, many people are now going to be talking about it. Bill Ackman, big billionaire, friends with Elon and stuff. First, he put this out. If indeed this turns out to be true, which is looking increasingly likely, consider the character of the presidential candidate that would cheat in a debate, that would allow her staff to negotiate the questions in advance, the camera angles, the required fact-checking of her opponent, and the lack of fact-checking of her own answers. Just that one paragraph, she's like, wow, yeah. Also consider what journalists, in this case David Muir and Lindsay Davis, and the network that they would agree to these conditions. Hey, FCC, I know you're not going to do anything right now because you're under the auspices of Dementia Joe, but save your records. We'll see you in January, but save your records. I thought it was bad when Kamala Harris would only agree to a debate on a favored network with a friendly moderator. If this is false, where are Muir and Davis public over my dead body denials? And what does ABC have to say? Nope, just the opposite. You didn't get a denial from Lindsay Davis. Lindsay Davis said, yeah, I did it. We did it. For the sake of journalism, which doesn't exist anymore, I hope this is a fiction. Sadly, for the state of truth in media, I expect the whistleblower's allegation will be deemed to be true. And that's what he said at 3:23 when people started finding out. Then he came back later on at 5 p.m. If you're a journalist, your reputation is all that you have. That's what people rely on. I rely on the ability that you're going to tell the truth. So when someone releases an affidavit which claims that you were a major player in defrauding the American people in a presidential debate, if you are not guilty as alleged, you have no choice but to immediately issue a statement denying the claims, for silence is an admission of complicity. The allegations and the affidavit have been available now for hours. Crickets. They know. She's done. There should be all kinds of statements, documents, personal appearances on video. Hey, it didn't happen. It did not happen. We would never do that. Instead, zipit.com. Why? Because all the stuff that they may have been able to sweep under the rug, when they found out in that affidavit, he's got tapes. Tapes. You tried to crucify Donald Trump because of the ABC All Access tape or whatever it was. And when he said, like, I grab him by here. Oh, we're going to get him with that one. Okay. What are you going to do when these audio tapes hit? When these audio tapes, and Kamala, her team is on this audio tape talking about how they're going to do this and do that to Trump. Because now you can't impeach this guy. He's got it on tape. And now he's telling you there's emails and other employees that, oh boy, this is going to blossom very quickly. Bob Iger, the chairman of Disney, is going to have to step in. ABC is one of his properties. This is huge. As I called out Stephen A. yesterday. Stephen A. did another video today. Oh, there won't be another debate. Hey, idiot. Now you know why. Quit posturing. Quit faking. Quit doing what they're telling you to do. All of you out there. Tay-Tay, she comes out with a endorsement of Kamala, and what happens? Trump's numbers go up. Nobody cares what you have to say, Tay-Tay. You're endorsing a liar. Why aren't you coming out today and go, I didn't know. I didn't know she had been faking it. I didn't know that there was tapes. Tapes kind of make people take a whole different outlook on things. Yeah, you might be able to fudge some paper, delete some emails, but he's got tapes. And all of you, Clooney, every single one of you celebrities twerking, Megan Thee Stallion, what y'all gonna say now? We got tapes that prove that your girl's a fake. She's a phony. She's a liar. Martha Raddatz buzzsawed that governor from Massachusetts when she came on her show. But why'd she lie? Why's she lying? We got soldiers all over the place. Kamala ain't ready for this. If you think she couldn't do interviews before, wait till the next interview. Hey, Kamala, why'd you lie? Kamala, why'd you have ABC do all these things? Kamala, we have some questions for you. You have to admit right now it's over. And one of the reasons why I say it's over, because this guy ain't going to let it go. The guy they need to shut up the most, who you've gone after, and the legacy media is doing the biggest election interference right now, but no action will be taken against them because it's controlled by the Democratic Party. He goes, yup. 16 million people have seen that. But he's wrong. You see, the media is going to cover for the media. The media is going to try to cover for Kamala. There's not much that anyone's going to do. They're not going to cover the investigation. It's you who have to get the word out. It's you who have to take this affidavit and go, they're lying. It's you, as I said about the movie Network, and say, I've had it, and I ain't going to take any more of this crap. It's you who have to tell your friends, your family members, your people you work with, and go, hey, listen, it ain't me telling you. Here's an affidavit signed and executed under perjury, under penalties of perjury, saying that they got tapes. Are you still going to be back for this person? She's so fake and phony, she can't do an interview. And now we find out she used coercion to basically craft the debate in the way she could answer. This woman shouldn't get near another office in the country ever. In fact, if she had any credibility, any honor, any integrity, she'd resign right now from her office as vice president. How can you possibly be a presidential candidate when you can't even do an interview? I saw somebody who put up a Venn diagram, and it said, this candidate is dodging bullets. This candidate is dodging interviews. And now, if you're a reporter with any kind of integrity, you've got to get up and ask that question. Kamala, why did you lie? Why did you do this? What were you thinking? She can't survive this. She can't survive this in the eyes of the American people. Sure, there are so many lib nuts out there who don't care. Anything other than the Orange Man, we don't care. As long as she's going to help us get more babies disposed of, we don't care. If they had successfully eliminated Trump yesterday, we don't care. Those people are beyond reach. F them. Don't even try anymore. Completely ignore them. They are doomed. They are history in our society. They are basically boils on the ass of America right now. You have got to try and reach normal people who may have been Democrats who thought, I need to do this because I'm a Democrat. And let them know, you've been lied to. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. This woman is a complete fraud. Had to say it. Had to say it. As much as I'd love to believe this will hurt her, I have zero faith in that the left is going to care. Who cares about the left? You're not getting it. Wake up, snap out of it. We don't care about the left. Forget them. They are going to go full steam ahead like the orcs that they are. The people that will care about this are people who have working frontal lobes that you have to speak to and say she's a cheater and a liar. Forget the left. Don't even engage with them. Ignore them. Rebuke them. Go away. You're an idiot. I don't want to talk to you people. You're nuts. And there's no way back for many of them. Just so you know, there is no way back for most of the lib nuts. Your objective at this point is to talk to people who want to have a discussion. Hey, let's find their commonality. That commonality, first and foremost, do you believe in honesty? You believe in honesty in your political candidates? Well, I got something for you. The other ones, don't even try. Don't engage with them on X. Just don't, at work, ignore them. They are useless air suckers at this point. Their minds have been sucked out of their heads. They don't know what they're talking about. Your job at this point is to talk to the people who want to have a conversation. Yes, I care about the independents. They're going to care about this big time. You are absolutely right. Those are the people you need to talk to. People who actually want to have a conversation. Hey, want to go out to lunch? Yeah. Hey, we're gonna. Did you hear about this with Kamala? No. I understand you've been the Democrat and you're thinking about voting for her. Yeah. Did you know she cheated and lied and set up the debate? No. No one's told me that. Look, here's it. Smart people will get that. Imagine all the advertising loss. I can't even imagine. I wouldn't want to be associated or advertised on someone that's lying to the public. frog from talking too much the last couple of days. The corporate media will not even cover this. Nope, don't expect them to. I am. You should. Put it everywhere. On Facebook, on Twitter, X, wherever you can put it out there, put it out there. But maybe the media just might. You know, maybe the media is going to look themselves in the mirror and say to each other, how do we save ourselves? At this point, I'm almost expecting that these people here at YouTube, at some point, people have to say to each other, we tried. We really tried to basically do this DEI, this global thing, this WEF. We really tried. We played along. Now, I got to turn my back on you. I still have a business and shareholders. It was nice, Dementia Joe. We were going to try and help you, but we can't. We can't do this thing. I got to believe that there are some people who have some sense. I got to believe that there are some stockholders out there and like, sell my shit or change. That's it. There's some funny stuff here. I've seen none of this reported on TV networks. So what's that tell you? If you've seen none of this reported on TV networks, what does that tell you? Don't be an orc. Do your own research. Look it up. You understand that this affidavit was filed. Trump said there's an investigation going on. You can begin looking up where this is headed. You're going to see it in the next couple of days. I guarantee you. If not this week, next week. But if there's an investigation pending and you're seeing what's happening, excuse me, it's in play. Why do you think Lindsay Davis came out and said it? Yeah, we fact-checked him. We didn't do her. So you have seen it in the news. You haven't seen it on TV because, oh my God, what are we going to say? Yeah, get your news from X. Exactly. My mic is on. Chest testing. 1, 2, 3. You may be behind, Sonny. Sonny, you might be behind a little bit. I had hit the wrong button, but my mic is working. I use Barry's points of discussion. 40% unrealized capital gain, 70-80% income tax on Saturday while canvassing the head. It worked. Thanks, Barry. Yeah, people don't know. People don't know. And then you can show them. This is what she said. This is what she wants to do. Nobody's telling you. Do you know how that's going to affect you? You know? No, you don't know how it's going to affect you? Then were you one of these people who took the jab and didn't know how it was going to affect you? Yeah, see? Yeah. Sonny, my mic is on. Reagan was asked if he had one regret during his presidency, what would it be? His answer, granting amnesty. He knew it would resurface in the future. Check the record. Barry, you say that about YouTube, and then they immediately run an ad for 2026. Oh, God. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. I can hear you. Okay, so Toy says she can hear me. Yeah, it was off for a couple seconds. That kind of happens. Does anyone have any concrete evidence on who owned the car the attempted shooter was driving? Nope. Wait. That's why when you watch my channel, I jumped on yesterday because I wanted to cover the press conference. And I said earlier in the day, I'm like, I don't have all the information yet. Let's wait to hear it. And then we found the confirmation. Now I'm letting it run, let them get all the information, so at 7 p.m. tonight, I can talk to you about that. 2 trillion missing funds. Dems took it all. Probably. Let's see here. Fun name, Will Robinson. Election. Oh, it's most assuredly election interference. Absolutely. Jane, you're behind. The audio is it's about 5 or 10 seconds. I wonder how this is, what you're saying here? I wonder how ABC will report this and how. Caught with their hands in the jam jar. Yeah, at this point, like I said, everything else might have been something you could like sweep under the rug, except now they have tapes. And if you've ever said anything that you didn't want someone else to hear, and you're like, I never said that. No, I didn't say that. Would you like to hear it? I can push the button and you can hear it. Nah, that's okay. I don't got to hear that. Barry, this is going to completely destroy her credibility about not going back to the fracking. Yeah, that's a great point. If you had to cheat in the debate, if you had to lie at the debate, you had the questions given to you, you had to have them do the camera angle looking up at you and looking down at Trump. If you had to do all that, how the hell can we believe you about fracking and guns? How can anybody believe anything you have to say at this point? Because what you're saying is every question you had rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed the answers to make sure that you'd say it the right way. And also, where is that? Also, make sure you go look up. Let me see where it is, because I want to bring it back up here, which page that was on, because this one is really big. When you get off of here, I want you to go, because they can't even get rid of this at this point. Go look up Tony West. Look into that story. He stole billions of dollars, not M with an M, B with the billions. Billions of dollars in taxpayer money who may be involved in her administration if elected. She didn't want them talking about it. You now know to go look it up. You now go, what's this Tony West guy? Who's this guy? I never heard about him. Exactly. There are so many layers to this that people are going to be looking at this and going, oh my God. You know about the Streisand effect. I've told you that many times. So when it starts coming up, Tony West, Tony West, Tony West, people are going to look at Tony West because they haven't heard that name before and go, oh, this guy stole billions of dollars. Oh, it's Kamala's brother-in-law. Oh, he's working on her campaign. She wants to have him in the administration. It all falls apart. Unfortunately for her, the October surprise came about 2 weeks too early. There is nothing she can do at this point to fix this. And I doubt the media can continue to prop her up. I know Joy Reid will. I know Stephen A. He might keep saying some stupid shit. But at some point, if you expect on being in business after this election, you might want to watch what you say at this point, because now you're going to be considered an advocate of a cheater. You're going to be considered an advocate of a traitor. You watch what happens with these supporters when this story begins to bubble up. You're going to see people like George Clooney and Tay-Tay with her guitar and other people going, I got to turn my back on you. They got to do the Goodfellas routine. Whew, wow, you got caught with all that? I can't help you. I can't rock with you anymore, man, because now you made me look stupid. I stood up here and made videos about you. I play songs about you. I showed up at your events. And you lied. You cheated. There's one thing a lot of people don't like. You know, you can be for liberal policies. You can be for DEI. You can be for transformers. You can even be for baby disposal. As abhorrent as that sounds to you. But there is a certain line that people don't like. A lot of people don't like people who cheat, who lie, who are frauds. I can get over most personality flaws in people. I'm sure you can get over most personality flaws in people. But one thing you can't get back is trust. Because unless all the people that you surrounded yourself with, unless all of them were cheating and lying, they trusted you. Well, you're going to be the president. I'm going to get behind you, Kamala. Yeah, I think you would be a better president than the orange guy. Yes. But then when that veneer comes off and you find out that the person that you trusted, that you put your time, your donations, your support behind, is a lying, cheating fraud, a lot of people will not want to be a part of someone with that kind of character. You won't take it in your interpersonal relationships. You may lose friendships. You may lose family members. You may lose a lot of people if they defraud you, lie to you, and cheat you. There are people who have been divorced who are still friends with their spouse because they just couldn't live together, didn't love each other anymore. It didn't get to the infidelity stage. But once you get to that infidelity stage, whether it's because of a tryst or whatever, infidelity is extremely hard to overcome. I can never trust you again. You sucked me in to your fraud. I didn't have anything to do it. Yeah, I believe in baby disposal. Yeah, I believe in Transformers. Yeah, I believe in bringing in everybody in the country. Yeah. But you lied to me. I can't trust you. That means you might change and do something different. We should have known it. We should have known it when she stole no tax on tips. You should have known it right then. Every single one of you Kamala supporters should have known it right then. Oh man, she'll cheat and lie, won't she? Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't her policy. She stole it. Then she came out and said, you know what else we're going to do? We're going to make sure that we make a law that says you don't need a college degree to work for the government. You stole that. She's a fraud. She's a cheater. She can't be trusted. That alone is going to disqualify her in the eyes of many, many, many people. And you wouldn't have it in your own interpersonal relationships. Many of us have Democrats that are friends. I got some Democrat friends. We don't agree on things. We can go have a beer. But if you lie to me, I don't want to have anything to do with you. If you're a fraud, if I can't trust you, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That's what's going to happen. That you can see that coming. Yeah, she's a fraud. Game over. Game over. She's laying mighty low now because at this point. So Kamala, we understand that there's audio tapes of you cheating in a debate. What do you have to say about that? She don't want that. Hey, Ms. Harris, we understand at this point that you asked ABC to not talk about your embezzling billion-dollar embezzlement brother-in-law. Ms. Harris, we understand that you wanted to make sure that you either got the questions in advance, sample questions, or you wouldn't participate. Game over. It's over. I don't care. I used to have a cigar on my desk when I was doing the Dolphins game that I don't smoke it, but I'd put it in my mouth like Red Auerbach and say, we won. Right now, I'm going to have to get that cigar put up here again because it's over. You can't come back from fraudulent lying and cheating. Can't do it. Joe steps down and she's president. Yeah, I could see them doing that. I could definitely see them doing that because at this point they're desperate. They're trying to take shots at Donald Trump. They're desperate. Deep State's worried. I wish I could. Can they still kick Biden out and insert Kamala as president? Sure can. Sure can. Somebody had sent a tweet. It was amazing. And it said, I got it ready for tonight. And it basically says that the deep state is so terrified of Trump that you're willing to try again to get this guy eliminated. Not because of your politics, but because of what he knows. And what RFK Jr. knows, and what they probably will expose. I went to church yesterday, and there was a guest speaker pastor. You know, they have these, and the woman was the head of a, how can I say this? Sound of Freedom Kids type thing. She has a big organization, and she was just telling us some of the stats about these 500,000 kids she said some number that just drove me crazy. I have to look at how millions of kids are in slavery right now. I believe it was like 40 million people are in slavery. I can't trust Kamala Harris is going to help these kids. She won't talk about it. The left won't talk about it. And to me, that's a game breaker in and of itself. Barry, I used to be a Democrat. Then I started first grade elementary school. Oh, that's funny. They said the shooter is a Republican. Blah blah blah. Nope. It's all a crock. The polls are lying. Trump is killing it. They're pooping themselves. Desperation. This is desperation. What the hell happened? I have no clue what's going on. You got to go back to this. Go back to the beginning, bro. Go back to the beginning. I'll talk about the sniper today. Different things. The deep state is so afraid they could start a nuclear war at this point, which is why I tell you, it's not just, I'm not just saying it because they're a sponsor, but you need to get out there and get some gold, get some prepper food, do some stuff, because the desperation they're going to feel at this point is going to be absolutely off the charts. 320 children. Yeah. Unbelievable. The Dems call us conspiracy theorists, yet they believe that Trump faked 2 attempts. I laughed at that. Like, wait. So you're telling me that he told this kid to go up on the roof of this thing here and take a shot at me at 6'11", and right at 6'11", understanding the speed of this bullet coming towards me, I'm going to have the presence to just turn my head just slightly so that you... Like I said, forget them. They're gone. They're never coming back. God bless them. Hopefully they'll get some help, but they're gonzo. They've been hoodwinked, brainwashed, the entire thing. It's over. How do someone contact you? It should be an email in the description. If not, I'll put one there. Time to boycott Uber. Tony West is your chief legal counsel. Wow. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. How do you get your chat message? Somebody wrote, okay, well, let me help this guy. He goes, how do I get my, okay. How do you get your chat message on the screen? I'm a one-man person here. I've got some really good mods, but the screen with the comments comes up and it moves so fast. And so if I happen to turn my head while I'm talking to you, I'm looking over here, and if I see something in the period of time that I look here, I can click here. Last question I'm going to take here, because this is pretty interesting. What good is gold when nukes are landing? Well, unless it lands on you or close to you, you're still going to be alive. And if you're still alive, you've got to continue doing some form of commerce. If nobody wants to take your dollar, the one thing they will take is gold. Some portion of it. That will become the trading commodity. I can't tell you enough what you need to be doing. You need to research, because you obviously didn't understand all the, what we're saying at this point. But, call Lear Capital, talk to them, ask them your question. What's good? What's happening? What's about to happen? Do some research. Understand things are about to get really crazy. I'm going to leave you with this one. And this is really, really important if you just grasp your mind around it. I want you to Google, hopefully it's on Google, begin looking up. All right, this is a tip. Begin looking up 10 Days of Darkness. I'm just going to leave it there. I want you all to look up 10 Days of Darkness, because there's a theory out there that when the poop hits the fan, we are going to be subjected to 10 days of darkness. No internet, no communications, no cell phones, nothing. 10 days. Maybe some electricity, maybe certain places no electricity, no gas. 10 days of darkness. You need to at least be prepared for those 10 days. Will it happen? I don't know. I know I'm prepared for it because I've been through hurricanes. I've seen what hurricanes can do. If you're not in a position where you can live through 10 days of darkness, look it up. You be prepared for it with everything we're seeing right now. Barry, that sounds like a conspiracy theorist. Really? Did you think in your lifetime that you would see a presidential candidate have not one but 2 assassination attempts happen within 2 months of each other, where evidence points to the fact that your own government possibly, wink wink, could have been involved. That there was this disease that was put forth across the American people in which your same government, wink wink, could have been involved. And then you see afterwards the information that leads you go, oh crap, oh man, yeah. So is it a conspiracy theory to think about the 10 days of darkness? I don't know. I guess the only answer to that question is with you. Because the answer to that question, conspiracy theory or not, is could you live for 10 days if you couldn't access anything? If you couldn't get to your ATM, you couldn't use your phone, electricity went off, is it worth taking that chance? See, when you look at it in that perspective, and you say to yourself, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, it never happened. I look at it the other way around. Well, what if it did? What would it take me to get ready now, just in case something like that happened? What if we were, subjected to 10 days of darkness? I know now I wouldn't have a problem. Robin has gone ahead and have half our garage with prepper stuff. Maybe I shouldn't say that in public because people come running to us. We got our propane tanks outside. We got this, we got that. We got these different things. We got jugs of 5 gallons of water. We only had an advantage of it because we've gone through hurricanes. So we knew, hey, make sure you got gas, make sure you got water, make sure you got this, and the other thing. Chlorine for the pool, tablets, drop them in there. We're ready. Didn't cost us much. Maybe, what, $200, $300, $400 worth of stuff? I mean, it ain't the best eating food. I mean, if I got to eat rations or survival stuff, it ain't. This stuff tastes nasty. But I'll live. Will you? I got mangoes and avocados outside on trees. We gonna make it. So to me, when people say it's a conspiracy theory, the only thing I can say to you as a person is, what if it's not? Because it's easy to say it's a conspiracy theory. It's easy to say you're crazy until it happens. Until they take 2 assassination attempts on a presidential candidate and you find out that the Secret Service has been lax. Until you find out that a presidential candidate rigged a debate. Until you find out that some disease came across and people were forced to, have things stuck in their arms. So it's all conspiracy theory. Don't worry about it. You're good. I'll talk to you guys tonight, 7 o'clock. Look that up. You need to know. Thanks for tuning in.